I'll show you what I'm doing. I've got this little weighted bobber here. These are great for casting and they don't make a big noise when they splash. They don't spook fish. I'm only a foot down and I've caught all my fish so far on this little floating fly. Might be a big red here. Oh! Okay, they're here. Hey, welcome back to True North Outdoor Adventures, everyone. It's your boy Corey here. And if you're new to the channel, glad you're here. Tonight, my goal is to catch some big red ears. There's some really big red ear shellcrackers in this pond, and there's some big bluegills too. So I'm gonna try to leave with a basket full of gillies and red ears. My daughter and her boyfriend are gonna join me a little bit, and we'll try to get them set up for some bass or whatever else is willing to cooperate. So let's get to it, and thanks for coming along. And here's our tournament anglers for the evening, Eli and Hannah.
Yep.
I think we're gonna start with targeting some bass. I just stepped on my rod. So here's your crew for tonight. I'm gonna target panfish. We'll get these two assassins going on some bass here. There you go, Hannah's in the fish. Woo! A little ditch pickle for Hannah. Woo! Woo!
Biggins.
Biggins, biggins. I'll throw it back. Good catch.
Double.
There's Hannah's, there's Eli's. Boom.
This is bigger.
Probably, I think it was.
Hey, don't let those.
It always is.
Yeah. All right, they got some bass. I'm gonna start pan fishing now. You guys are what? You got two? You both have two?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Sweet. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good gill. Here's a good looking fish. On the fly, I'm catching them like 2 feet down on the fly. It's a pretty fish. Quest for a 1 pound shellcracker. I don't have a scale, but there's some big ones. There's some really big ones in here. They're shallow. They're hitting this little fly just 2 feet below the bobber. Yeah, foot under the bobber. We're doing all right. I think this is number 5 or number 6. I'll show you what I'm doing. I've got this little weighted bobber here. These are great for casting and they don't make a big noise when they splash. They don't spook fish. I'm only a foot down and I've caught all my fish so far on this little floating fly. It's a black and chartreuse. It's made by a guy named Bimbo Skunk out of Wisconsin. I love these flies. And then, ow, I am fishing a double jig setup, which I love this setup for panfish. About 8 to 10 inches down, I've got a little trout magnet with just a real kind of a darker natural, I guess a brown natural little bait. But these fish are in shallow. It's very murky, but all of them are on the fly. So, you know, I just dropped my bobber, so now I'm only, you know, a foot to 10 inches below the bobber, and that's what did it on that one. So yeah, just because I've only got about a foot of visibility in this water, but the fish are finding it. Looks like a little ditch pickle. That was as soon as it hit the water. Ah, there's another one on the bottom. Little ditch pickle on the bottom jig. Might be a big red here. Oh! Okay, they're here. I either thought that was a decent bass or what do you say? Beautiful fish. Wow. I'll tell you what, they put up a heck of a fight. Isn't that a pretty fish? Man. Oh, that's a beauty. And there's bigger in here, but this is a good one. It's a real good one. And he hit the trout magnet. I'll tell you what, those, or panfish magnet I should say, those little baits are just, they are something. He's a jumbo. We're in catch and keep mode today. I like to fill my freezer at this time. We eat a lot of fish, so I'm gonna be cleaning some panfish tonight. It looks like we're gonna keep a few bass too. Last time I fished here, I caught around 16 or 17 bass. So I usually pull a few out of here every time I come fishing, but there's plenty to go around, and they eat just fine. All right, I'd say the bite's back on. Well, it's on. It is on like Donkey Kong. They're just barely taking it under and swimming with it. That's a dandy gill on the top fly. Now we're gonna let that girl go. She's full of eggs. It's a nice fish. Ounce for ounce, you gotta credit the bluegill. They're such a hard fighting fish. Kiddos went down to the other end to try to get into some bass down there, so definitely a gill. And that guy did hit the bottom. That's a good fish. That's a good looking fish. So like you can tell, we're only fishing, we're a foot below and we're another foot below. So we're working that, we're catching all these fish in shallow water is what I'm trying to say. And that guy hit the panfish magnet. And that one will get cleaned up. You really got to pay attention to your line and your bobber, because they don't always just like take it down. The way this bobber rides, it's very neutral, so it's barely even out of the water. And sometimes I actually don't even see my bobber move. I might see it moving slowly under the water or sideways, you know, or you'll just see your line move, and that's where you just gotta tighten your line up and be ready to hit them. And you know, reel and pull at the same time. Those fish can they can exhale a hook so quickly if they feel any tension or slack. If there's any slack, they can just get rid of that so quick. So you just got to keep the pressure on. Well, hey, down there was all right. I put another one in the basket, but I just couldn't quite get the angle I wanted. So I came back and was just fishing this side of the culvert. I'm not sure if you can see my angle there, but caught 2 or 3 right away, and we got another real nice red here. They just fight so good. They're such pretty fish. And he hit the bottom one as well. He hit that panfish magnet. And that kind of brown, I think they call that a root beer color actually. We're getting a nice basket full. Got the makings for a good fish fry again. We got about 35-40 minutes of light left. We'll see if we can catch one more fish here. Then there's a section of shoreline over here we haven't fished yet. We'll go work that because I'm seeing a lot of activity in that shallow water there. It's a great time. If you don't like this, you don't got a pulse. Ultralight, I'm fishing this 7.5 foot Shakespeare. It's a micro series. Thanks to my buddy for giving me this rod. Thanks, Dusty. Caught a lot of fish on this pole. I like it. And I've just got it paired with a little Fluger reel. And I got 4-pound fluorocarbon on here. Very invisible to the fish. Very sensitive. It sinks. I love this setup. So there's been a lot of bass caught tonight. That would be the smallest. They're everywhere in here. So many bass. Well, friends, the bites really died, but we did really well this evening. In spite of the water being murky, I'd say we slayed them on this double jig setup. So get you some 4-pound line, get you these tiny weighted bobbers, and try double jig setup. A little fly. I like the Bimbo Skunk. There's a lot of brands out there. Starkey Flies is another great one, a guy in northern Indiana. And then the little panfish magnets. Those caught our biggest ones. Actually, both baits caught our biggest fish tonight, but the red ears like this one. And I think they call that a root beer. But I love fishing the double jig setup under a little bobber. This time of year is such a great time of year to be out. So get out there and get fishing if you can. And this is just a little retention pond 20 minutes from my house. I've been fishing for about 4 years this pond. I've yet to ever see anybody fishing here. So there's all sorts of stuff all over. People say there's no good fishing in Indiana, or there's no fish where I live, whatever. Just get on Google Maps and you'd be surprised. You know, in the Midwest, if you've got 6 feet or more of water, and it doesn't take a big pond to hold fish. There's fish all over the place. So anyway, thanks for coming along. Have a good night. See you again.